Hey guys, this is Andrew, and today we're going to cover the top 8 markets in Kane and in Will County. So if you look at the map that we have been covering, what we did was we covered City of Chicago, we covered Cook County, we covered Lake County, we covered DuPage County, and then we're going to cover Kane and Will. For those of you that are thinking, well, why not Kendall? Well, the population data is more in Kane, in Will. That's why we did not cover Kendall County. So if at some point we see that there's a need for that, we will cover that. So let's get into Kane County and Will County. So I'm combining the two areas because the relative numbers were not as high. So that's why I thought, why not combine the two counties? So we'll start with the bottom of the list, and then we'll move up on the list. The first one I have on the list, which is going to be number 8, is a tie for 2 places. It's going to be South Elgin and Lockport. So Elgin, we divide into 2 parts, just as the MLS system divides, which is South Elgin versus the City of Elgin. These are 2 different places. So in South Elgin and Lockport, it's a tie for about 10 flips last year. The next one was kind of a surprise to me, and that was the city of Geneva. Geneva, it's a small boutique town by my standards. By boutique, what I mean is kind of quaint sort of a look, and it's very small to even show up on the list, but there's not that many towns in basically the 2 counties, so it's number 7 on the list with 12 flips last year. The next one is no surprise. I thought this would be higher on the list, and that happens to be a tie with a couple of these places. So I was surprised about those. But the number 1 is Joliet. Number 2 on that list is going to be Elgin. And then number 3 is Frankfort. Joliet, obviously a varied amount of price range, all the way from some properties that have a lot of challenges in a pocket of Joliet, and then there are some properties that are just by Amazon, that entire area. And if you're on either extreme, I believe in Joliet, you're going to have trouble, because if you're right by where all the businesses, all the employment is, I don't think you're getting a deal. But again, that's a pocket that has been hot, and there can be a lot of phenomenal rentals as well as flips that can be had. Elgin has been a very strong market for the last 2 to 3 years, no question about it. But in Elgin, you have to be careful about what type of properties you're trying to flip. Some of the older homes in Elgin have created problems in terms of doing flips. So you need to be careful that a lot of the older houses that are really old, it has been difficult to rehab them just because of the age and those, but there has been a strong activity. Frankfort has been very hot for the last 2 straight years, 24 months to about, I'm even going to say about 2.5 years, has been very strong. The next one on my list is Batavia and Bolingbrook. Never really expected, so I guess on our list we I have it as Batavia and then Bolingbrook. Batavia is one of those areas that I did not expect to have this many number of sales. Quite honestly, I can't say I'm that familiar with Batavia. I did not realize there were that many homes to flip, but apparently there are. The next one I have on the list is Bolingbrook, and I think both of them actually should be a tie, but basically the numbers are stronger, I believe, in Bolingbrook. If I was to pick between the two, I would pick Bolingbrook. Gives you more variety of choices to pick from. That's just me. The next one on the list is Carpentersville. And this should not be a surprise for those of you guys that know Carpentersville. Carpentersville has 2 parts to it. One is obviously the newer section that's right by Randall Road. The numbers over there, I don't see as many margins over there in some of the bigger properties. The smaller properties in Carpentersville definitely have a good margin. The next one is going to be Romeoville, and there's a tie with Montgomery. So in Romeoville, this is something that that market has been hotter than hot. You can get rents over there that are unbelievable. Just phenomenal market. The problem is, if you're trying to do a rehab, if you're trying to do a flip, is the city of Romeoville. They are by the book. They're 100% by the book. So if the property has been vacant, guess what? You're going to have to do a mold air sample test. You're going to have to get certification just because the property has been vacant. I believe it's 60 days or 90 days even before you can start any work. They do not mess around. So please make sure if you're going to do a flip in Romeoville that you know that you are going to have to do it by the book. You're going to have to bring everything current, all electrical. You're going to have to hardwire all your smoke detectors. Those are things that you need to know before you step into the market. I've seen a lot of people buy properties with wide margins. Just talked to somebody the other day that I told them, do not do that flip because you're going to lose money. Of course, they're like, well, Andrew, I can buy it for about 110, I can flip it for 190. I'm going to make money all day long. I'm like, listen, you're not going to make money. Ended up doing $65,000 in rehab on the property for simple small ranch, and guess what? Made no money, lost about $9,000 to $12,000 net. And it just does not make sense if you don't know what you're doing. If you know what you're doing, it can be an incredible profitable market for rental. I still think it's a better market for rental than it is for flipping, but that's just my opinion. So just be cautious. Montgomery, phenomenal market if you can buy properties as long as there's margin there. Aurora is number one again. So Aurora was number one on the DuPage list, and Aurora is number one on the Will Kane list. So that's something to pay attention to. Again, Aurora is just a massive city in terms of the geography of it. So it gives you a lot of variety. Also, number of sales. These are number of sales from a single family perspective, but even on the attached units, townhouses, condo, even those sales were just super high in Aurora. Hopefully you're enjoying all our recordings. This is Andrew Holmes from Chicago REIA. The way to contact us is show up at one of our meetings. We have about 10 to 12 meetings every single month. You can go to chicagorea.org. That's Chicago, REIA.org. Or email us at info@chicagorea.org. Our goal is to try to help you, challenge you, help you grow as we continue to grow. It's a community of investors, so please share, like, and subscribe to us so that we ask for your support so we can all grow together. Thanks so much. Have a good day.